Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between Flash and Snow here on Fighting Spirit. Got a lot of people watching, so many that we need to lift off our command centers for the couple of observers and kill your own SCVs. Alright, so bottom right on Fighting Spirit we have Flash. And in the top, bottom left, we have Snow. So a TVP on Fighting Spirit. 1 survived of the SCVs for, let's see here, Suxry. And 1 SCV survived for Miso. Maybe they'll come into play, maybe they won't. Alright, man. So it's going to be a TVP here for your Tuesday. Hit that like button if you're excited for Flash versus Snow. I know that I am. This is an RGB replay, as is usual these days. Go ahead and check out RGB TV on the YouTubes. Leave a comment, tell them the Falcon sent ya. And let's go ahead and get right on into it. Okay, so there are not very many openings that are viable in TVP. If you don't get your factory out fast, you're gonna get inundated with Dragoons and no way to kill them. And if you don't get out your Cybernetics core fast, you'll be inundated with Vultures and tanks with no way to defend yourself against them. So, that is why we don't see command centers first, or nexuses first, or gateway and then nexus, or barracks and then command center. It is a very, very bad idea to do those things. If Flash doesn't do it, if Snow doesn't do it, you should not do it either. Rush to factory, rush to Cybernetics core and Dragoons, and you will be safe. Safe as can be when you're playing against Flash, that is for sure. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what kind of a game we have in store for this play. I mean, like I said, the first couple minutes are just going to be, hey, look, it's a cyber core. Hey, look, the barracks is almost done, and we don't have enough gas for a factory. Actually, this refinery is a bit late to go right into factory, so we're going to get a couple Marines, get a bunker out, and then get a factory as soon as we can. That's going to be the play here. Pylon, making a Zealot first. Not that it's going to be useful against actual army units, but pretty darn good against this SCV. At least we'll hit it hard, if it can catch it, which maybe it can't. So anyway, wait, we're not on Fighting Spirit. I'm an idiot. What did I... Well, I called this Fighting Spirit because I made an assumption. This is not Fighting Spirit at all. Shoot. I know what this is. We just cast a game on this map. And I have no idea what the name of it is. I'll go back and I'll figure it out. It'll be in the title, but I won't be saying it in the cast because I can't remember what it is. Neato completo. So Zealot moving out, but by the way, like I said, there's a bunker and a couple Marines in there, and then factory, bam. Factory up, no expansion. You'll notice. Zealot gonna do a run by? Okay, all right. Taking some damage there, but now it's to fight against 3 Marines who are faster than it is. Plus they are ranged, and the benefit that the Zealot has is that it, you know, doesn't take a ton of damage from a Marine burst of gunfire, which is... Yeah, they're pretty tough that way. You can shoot at them with a gun, and they're like, bring it! But then they'll die because eventually, you know, little bits of damage add up to a lot of damage, and then you're dead. So what else? A Dragoon is moving out. Singularity charge is on the way. The Marines have about 2 seconds to get to this bunker, and they made it! They made it! Ooh, taking a lot of health off of Snow's Dragoon Vab. Scouting around SCV, trying to see where on earth this... No, he knows. What are you going up there for? He was here scouting just a second ago. What is this SCV doing? I don't know why he was up there at all. Maybe checking for a crazy ninja expand, but no. Expansion coming up here just fine. Again, once the Dragoons are out, you feel safe to expand. And then once you got your factory up and ready to rock, and you're getting machine shop, that is when it is safe to expand as well. Build orders. Early build orders matter a lot. Like, I'm serious. You could... Here's the thing. If you had Flash versus Snow, and he took an amateur and put him at Flash's keyboard and said, okay, you do the stuff for the first 5 minutes, and then Flash plays after that, I think Flash loses. I just don't think there's any way he can win, because the first 5 minutes are so important. If at 5 minutes we don't have a second base, we don't have upgrades coming, right? We don't have anything out of the machine shop, for example, then Flash is just going to lose. He's just too far behind. His economy's not going to be as good, because the amateur is not going to be consistently pumping out SCVs like you need to be able to. So anyway, good stuff here from both players. Pretty darn standard play, if I do say so myself. And Siege tank pushing out a little bit. you know, once the tank shows up, then the Dragoon has to back out a little bit. If there were 4 or 5 Dragoons, sure, they could jump on the tank and kill it, but that's not what we're doing here. We have 2 back home defending. We have 1 across the map, harassing the crap, trying to harass the crap out of this bunker, but the tank, again, shooing it away. SCV comes in and says, I didn't get any information. All I know is there's 2 Dragoons out here. I don't know if there's a base right here or not at the natural base locale. All right, man, what are we up to? Observatory, just worried about spider mines, which is a fair thing to be concerned about because spider mines are really good in all matchups, actually. Not as good in TVT, but against Zerg and Protoss, yeah, spider mines are something you're going to want to have. All right, comstats, just in case it's a sneaky DT play here from Snow, which it doesn't seem to be, but is always a bit on the table. You could start up a Citadel of Adun here pretty quickly and get DTs out in not a super long amount of time. Yeah, whatever. Working on an armory, getting them upgrades, academies here just for the comsat, not much of anything else. Machine shop is still quiet, which tells me maybe this is going to be like a marine tank push without siege. That could be interesting. It could be pretty devastating too. Marines and tanks together are pretty good against Dragoons. Marines do more damage than you would expect, but there we go. Siege mode is now coming in. But that was after starting a second factory, after starting the +1 attack. Here from Flash. Intriguing, if I do say so myself. So Snow knows he's up against a legend here. He's going to see what he can pull off with these Dragoons, at least set a contain up. But 4 tanks and a bunker with Marines in it is a rough look, if that's what you're trying to kill here today. Yeah, okay, all right. We're in here, we're target firing, and 1 tank goes down, 2 tanks go down. Another dude pulls back that tank, it stays alive. A Goliath is providing extra DPS too, and tank dies, but Dragoons are fallen by the 3s and 4s and 5s here. Was that a good trade? Well, as I always say, trading Dragoons for tanks in the early game is totally worth. So I'm going to say yes. Snow did a good job there, whittling that tank count down immensely. There's only... Did this one die? Oh, I thought this one escaped. Okay, well, Flash is left with a single tank. That is actually pretty bad. So nice jump in there. Trading some Dragoons to bring the tank count to 1 is excellent at this stage of the game. And we're working on actually a higher number of Goliaths than I would expect at this stage of the game. Usually you don't want to start sprinkling those in until you're looking at Arbiters, but I mean, I guess Arbiters are on the way because that's a Stargate and that's a Citadel of Dune, and Templar Archives is probably on the way fairly soon, and then you get the Arbiter Tribunal, but it's a ways off. Like, that's a lot of steps, right? What I just said. So maybe here to snipe observers, which is a little suspicious. Indicates that he doesn't want Snow to know what he's up to. Maybe this isn't just your traditional get on 3 bases and get 37 siege tanks and a sprinkling of vultures and Goliaths and go win, right? Well, there's a 3rd command center. So pretty standard stuff, and a 3rd nexus here from Snow as well. So, all right. This is all very, very good. I think Snow's in a pretty good space. His 3rd base is coming up before the Terrans is complete, and it's not in a place where it can just start mining immediately. It has to lift up and move. So, probe transfer, main arting over the way to this 3rd base. We're getting vulture speed and spider mines. It is DTs. It is DTs first. We're getting DTs before we're worrying about arbiters. Yeah, that Arbiter Tribunal is not coming up. So we got a shuttle. We've got Dark Templar. How much energy are we saving on the comsat stations? 135 at the natural and 137 at the main. So that is a couple 4 scans total available, with more potentially available depending on when the DTs show up. There is an Arbiter Tribunal, but again, after the DTs started their construction. Or whatever they're doing, right? I guess they're warping in. Opening warp gate. So they're here to defend, but, like, there's vultures and stuff. So no? How did the vultures sneak over here? Where did they come from? I thought we were covering the front door, Snow. No? All right. Spider Mine just getting laid in random locations here. I mean, these vultures, 3 kills. 2 kills here. Probe count is dropping down to 50. Gonna get, yep, sub 50 there to 49. Oh my gosh, the destruction. The destruction is real. 57 and 49 workers is bad. And then another, just, okay, I guess they were just allowed to move out with the observer seeing them and nothing to really defend against it. So pull back. Don't let them in. Block it off. Get them Dragoons. That's better. That is much better. That Vulture got nothing done on that attempt. But, man, being down by 10 workers to flash at 2 bases is not great. 104 to 96 supply. Snow has a lead. And actually an army lead. No, it's about even. I would say an army supply based on doing some quick maths up there on the top right, which I do not... Like, I'm not going to claim they're perfect or anything. Yeah, so this, again, a weird little kind of sunken in the middle of a pit. Third base. I've definitely cast games on this map before. I just don't remember what it's called. I just don't remember what it's called. Ah! Tanks firing, trying to get rid of the tanks if you're a Dragoon. And a DT is in the mix here too, but nope. Unsieged siege tanks handling those quite nicely, but are we trading? Are we trading optimally? The answer seems to be maybe. It's very close. 111 to 106 supply right now. 70 to 57 total workers. Vulture moving out again, trying to see what damage he can get done with his buddy just behind him. So he can go for it. Oh my gosh, there's only one Dragoon here. I guess there's a cannon in this mineral line. I guess, okay, additional Dragoons are coming out. The third base is defended by a cannon too, so I think Snow's okay here. Well, okay, suddenly the siege tanks are across the map. And the coming from all different directions here is Snow. Can he focus the tanks down? The Vultures are not as much of a concern, but the tanks are. This is not going well for the Dragoons. They're trying their very, very best here, but no! That's it. The Dragoons get wiped out. That's your GG. Snow taps out. And if Flash is your winner here in about 11 minutes, 11 minutes and 47 seconds. Yeah, he knew. He knew. He went for the DT gamble. It didn't work out. It didn't get any damage over here on this side of the map at all. I guess it was down here that it was trying to get some stuff done. No, the Dragoons did nothing. And the tank count was too high. And the +1 attack was just early enough that it was a huge timing problem. As there were no upgrades at all for... Yeah, there were no upgrades at all yet for the Protoss. I would have seen those come through. I don't think... I mean, he has a forge because he has cannons, but I don't think it was working at all. So yeah, +1 making a huge deal there and trying to get that fourth base up. But this little kind of... It's a 3-base timing, but it's right after that third base gets up and running that he pulls up, moves out, and says, okay, let's bring this down to one confrontation. You don't want me setting up at your front door, right? If the tanks siege up here, it's basically over. So what you want to do is try to engage before the tanks are sieged up, which actually I'm curious to see if that is what happened. Where did he engage here? Music, come back! If they're sieged up already when the Dragoons jump in. Okay, those siege up, these all siege up. He should have backed out. I know how close it is to his front door, but he should have waited for the tanks to re-unsiege and then re-siege. Because jumping on them when the tanks are already in that siege mode is just... It's not gonna work. I mean, okay, I feel like I'm missing something here because Snow is obviously a bajillion times better at StarCraft than I am. But at the same time, like, I even know that you really shouldn't jump on tanks if they're already sieged up, you know? Pro tips here. Wait for them to, because they can't move, right? They can't move if they're sieged. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Just wait for them to unsiege and move out and catch them when they're unsieged. Do a better job with the timing there. Maybe give yourself some time to make some more zealots. I feel like zealots would have been pretty awesome there, right? There's only 2 okay, there's 3 vultures here and a Goliath, which is fairly bad. But I just feel like there are better opportunities here. Snow, maybe he just panicked a little bit because it's Flash and Flash was coming to kill him. I would panic too if Flash was coming to kill me. Absolutely. So GG. Well done a billion times over there. Out of Flash. He gets the win against the Protoss. He does make TVP look a lot easier than it has any right to be. A lot of Terrans complain about it. Artosis being one of those. By the way, if you missed the Artosis TVP that I cast on Saturday, it's like an hour long and it's really good. I don't think I gave it an epic test. Maybe I did. Either way, it was a really, really good Artosis TVP. So if you're a fan of this matchup and you're a fan of Artosis, be sure to check that one out. It was Artosis versus like TSL 496297 or whatever. whatever it is. Man, let's check out that final score, and we'll get out of here for your Tuesday. End of the day, 47,000 points there. I'm used to this being 6 digits to 47,000 points. Flash has a little bit more, 5,100, 100 there at the end. Produced is fairly similar, but this kill-death ratio is about a 2-to-1 for Flash, which is pretty awesome if you're a Terran, and really what is to be expected. 0 buildings died in an 11-minute game. That is probably to be expected. And then resources spent a little bit even. Maybe a little bit more for Flash there, but it's just not... It was not enough time for Snow's 3rd base and 4th base to kick in with that economy that he needed in order to really do this. So taking the 4th base was maybe a mistake. Maybe he needed more Zealots, more Dragoons to handle that. I do feel like the DT risk was one that he took. It was calculated. It could have worked, and it didn't. And it really slowed him down on the Arbiter play, and I think that was a big problem too. So that's just, man, you have to take risks. If you're playing against Flash, right? You always got to take risks. And he did, and it didn't work out, and that's fine. You can always fight another day. So nicely done. Well done by Flash. What else do we expect? I don't think we expect much of anything else. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead. Hit this like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.